women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
See, the scripture's balanced, because the Lord gonna come. Really, the Most High said, I call unto you men I call. So the Lord, the woman, we know she ain't gonna be responsible, but you men, the Lord is getting at, man. So these women that they're laid with men, that's their husbands, the Lord gonna take them away too, that don't have this mark on their forehead, man, this understanding in their mind. Okay? You know?
But no, I was just saying, because it says in their war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. And it's true, we know we're not going to fight for Esau's war. All right.
Yep. That's the only time we'll go to jail again.
Yeah.
We're not going to go in the draft, man. You have to put us in the.
Yep, we're taking the chip. You got to put us in the jail cell for something like that. All right.
But for selling drugs and driving under the influence, you won't catch us doing that.
Yeah, and if anything, you want to be persecuted for righteousness' sake and not for unrighteousness' sake. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, man. It's much be better to be put in a cell for Yahweh Shai's sake rather than for fucking smoking drugs, all right? All right, and being wicked. Verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues are drawn nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side.
Yeah, so the Lord is telling us that Esau's rulership is in his last trimester, man. It's in his last stages. Right now the plagues are nigh. Because it's just like a woman that's about to give birth, she can't no longer hold the baby in once she reaches past the point of pregnancy, man. They gotta give it up. The labors are being induced right now, man.
Right, and the most pain comes at them last couple hours of when she's about ready to bear the child. So right now, you know, when a woman does have a child, you know, she's got certain pains of like that. You know, that's what America's at right now. They're getting to certain pains, all right?
Yeah.
They're building up to that basically the last destruction.
Yeah.
So, you know, right now it's not as bad, all right? So the time is just ticking, all right? And then when these plagues come through, man, they're gonna come through badly, man, like a flood. And they're not gonna slack, not even for a moment.
Jacob's trouble.
Thinking about that.
And yeah, you people are deceived because what you're trying to do is convince and think you're gonna manipulate the Lord or manipulate your mind and make you act like you don't feel them plagues, man. Them plagues is here. The weather's all crazy. Okay, like I said before, I heard over the news, I ain't get the direct account if any brother had it, where over 1,300 people died of some type of serum gas, man, over there in Syria. You know what I'm saying? I just heard it briefly on talk radio, but I was doing something at the time, man, so I didn't even get the chance to go into the data, but that's part of the Lord's coming, man. He said there's gonna be earthquake, famines, all right, nations rising up against nation.
And the spirit on people now, like, man, a lot of people are starting to take judgment in their own hands, you know? The Lord putting that spirit on people to just go ahead and just start killing people. All right, and that's another thing that's coming with the plagues, man, that sword. All right, and the Lord's gonna keep putting more and more that spirit on people to just fucking run through and just shoot everybody the fuck up.
Yeah, a small account of that is this one guy, I guess he was going through a neighborhood too quick. Somebody yelled out, yo, slow the hell down. Turned the hell back around and run the dude over and killed his ass.
Yeah, up by where we live. Yeah, someone told me, he's like, yeah, you hear about the
unheard of in the 50s and 60s, 70s even, 80s, you know? Some crazy shit like that happened. Now people don't give a fuck. They're like, what you just say to me? Run his ass right over.
Yep, and it killed the guy too. It killed the guy that said something that said, you know, slow down or like that. You know, he was driving so fast, he said slow down, he fucking turned around and it was like an older man.
I'm glad that was beautiful. I laughed, man.
Yeah.
That was beautiful, man. We need some more of these people to have that attitude, man.
Yep. More movies like God Brothers Didn't See It, God Bless America. You need more movies like that and more movies like Rampage, all right?
Yeah.
Where just people just go all out, man.
There's another movie that's called Assault on Wall Street. Go check that out. Assault on Wall Street. It's another movie about Edomite losing everything, losing his house, his wife. You know, they just goes on a rampage and start shooting bankers. You know, killing people like they work on Wall Street. Good movie.
That's a beautiful thing, man. When these Edomites, especially when they're killing their own people, that's a beautiful thing, you know? That's an amazing thing to see. The Lord said that out of all those troubles, we were going to be delivered. At famine thou shalt laugh, destruction. All right? So meanwhile, while these people are out bugging, killing each other, all right, eating each other alive and all that, when all these curses and plagues finally do hit, the Lord's gonna keep his preserve just that, man. Saved from harm's way. For our faith, for our patience, Lord willing, for our, we'll be given the endurance to withstand.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or wrench. Isaiah 19 and 20 again. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. They have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. So the Lord put a perverse spirit, what the brother was bringing out on that driver, that he said, what he gave him
he basically said slow down or something like that, yelled at him, said slow the hell down or some shit, I guess.
And then he hit a crooked U-turn and ran the motherfucker over, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a perverse spirit. He wasn't gonna get, that guy wasn't gonna get a break that day. All right? He ain't gonna see no mercy. That was the judgment of the Lord. Okay? So the Lord took that man out, and the Lord gonna bring that kind of spirit basically on a lot of people, man. It's put it on a lot of people's minds, man, just to lose it, man.
Yeah, because the kid, they're catching hell at the job, catching hell at home,
The woman divorcing you.
Yeah, the woman's divorcing you. Just find out that the woman's been sleeping around for the past 2 years of your life.
Yep. And back in the day, they feared consequences in a way. The men, like jail, now they like, fuck jail. You got people that keep going to, they go to jail 7 times, 8 times a year, man. They just keep going in and getting out, going back in. They don't fear that, because jail ain't nothing but a big hangout now. A lot of jail, the federal prison and stuff, people, they got tennis courts and swimming pools and shit in them. You know what I mean?
And more people are willing to just take their life afterwards. So,
Yeah, so people ain't valued because in their spirit too, a lot of the nations, they get that old spirit, because back in the ancient world, people understood reincarnation. They had that understanding, they had that concept down, man. The Egyptians, they used to bury themselves with fucking gifts and shit, hoping they'll come bring those possessions into the afterworld, and then come back, when they come back through their father's line, man, and be rich again, man. Or keep that wealth within their family. Okay? They knew that you live again, man.
So, Isaiah 19 verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it.
Yup, and the heart of Egypt is melting, man. Whereas the people, they're pumped. But any type of trigger of